Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I thought I would do something different and do the 50 random facts about me challenge. We're just gonna jump straight into it and I hope you enjoy the video. So my full name is Sarah Marie Nagel, and I have a sister-in-law whose name is actually Sarah Nagel as well, so it can get a bit confusing sometimes. So my family usually calls me either Sarah Marie or Sister Sarah. James Charles would be proud. And then we call the other Sarah either Sarah Ashley or wife Sarah. And then I have one older brother, Simon Parker Nagel, and he is the best brother in the world. And then my parents' names are Heather Nagel and Ken Nagel, and they're also the best. I have one son named Bambi. This is him, and he's perfect. He's the best boy in the whole entire world. And I've also had a pet rabbit named Petals, and an Italian Greyhound named Nika. And Bambi is an Italian Greyhound Chihuahua, or so we think. He was a rescue, but he's got a total Italian Greyhound body and the Chihuahua face. So he's my little angel, and I'm obsessed with him. And another fact is I love long-legged dogs, whether it's Greyhounds, Italian Greyhounds, Whippets, Salukis, Afghans. I love long-legged dogs. And, you know, Bambi's got pretty long legs. You got pretty long legs, baby. They're beautiful. Okay, guys, I'm actually just gonna go lay down again because I'm tired. Okay, bye. My two favorite shows that I can watch over and over again and just never get sick of are Friends and The American Office, up until the point that Steve Carell left, because when Steve Carell left, it was just kind of like pointless because he's what made the show, in my opinion. But yeah, I can watch those over and over again, and they always put me in such a good mood, and I love them. So my ethnicity would be German, Swiss, Ukrainian, and Scottish, and I think my Opa had a little bit of Italian in him. And then, of course, my nationality is Canadian, born and raised in Canada. One of my favorite pastimes is looking for split ends and cutting them off. It's kind of an addiction for me, but I find it really soothing and kind of calming. I do not like jeans. I like them on other people, but I don't like them on myself. I find them to be very uncomfortable. I don't think I look good in jeans, and it doesn't feel like me. I feel like kind of an imposter or something if I was wearing jeans. Instead, I like to wear leggings, dresses, skirts, tights, and of course, sweatpants. And speaking of sweatpants, I love being in lounge clothes. Right the second I get into my door when I'm coming home, I just rip off my pants or whatever I'm wearing, and I put on some sweatpants and I'm lounging around. I just love being comfortable in my home. And another fact is I can't sleep with pants on. I just feel like I'm trapped under the blanket, so I have to have bare legs, and I have to sleep with a lot of blankets. Like, I like heavy blankets. I like to be all snuggled up. I can't fall asleep if I have just a little sheet or something over me. I love being cozy. It's my favorite thing. I have done some hand modeling. I've done commercials and movies and TV shows. So maybe one day you saw my hands without even knowing it. And I was also Alicia Vikander's photo double and stand-in on the movie Seventh Son. But I was really shy, and I don't even think I talked to her the whole time. Because I was just so shy to say anything. She probably thought I was very weird. And even though I worked on that movie, I haven't seen it, so I should probably do that. I love being alone. I spend probably 90% of my time alone. I thrive off of it. I am just not a very social person at all, and I felt so bad for so many years for not being a social person. I felt like there was something wrong with me, but now I've kind of just accepted that I'm kind of a loner. I'm 100% an introvert, and yeah. I've kind of come to the realization that I have a bit of a fear of drain-related things. So I'm deathly terrified of like Drano or liquid plumber. It just creeps me out. I feel like if I get any on my hand, it's just gonna eat away at my skin. And yeah, it's just my whole life I've been terrified of it. I am also terrified of garbage disposals, which to me are it's kind of like a drain. Because I don't know, you're like putting your hand down this dark hole with all these blades that can just, something could go terribly wrong. I don't know if it's just gonna start. So I never stick my hand down the garbage disposal. I make other people do it because they're not scared. Like, I know nothing's gonna happen, but it just freaks me out. And I'm also afraid of being in the bath and then opening up the drain to drain the bath while I'm in the bath, because I feel like all these bugs or spiders are gonna crawl out, and yeah, it just creeps me out. And then speaking of bugs and spiders, I am also afraid of spiders. I know they are part of nature. We should love them. They just, most of them won't hurt you. They just want to be in your home and be all cozy and be your friend. But yeah, I don't feel that way. They creep me out. They give me the creepy crawlies. And what's really funny is when I was about 2 or 3 years old, my mom saw me in the playpen and she was like, "What do you have in your mouth?" And she opened up my mouth and I had a big spider. I had eaten a big spider. So yeah, it's crazy. I do not like being cold, especially when you can't move your hands. I know I'm Canadian, but I just don't like being cold. And when the sun is out, I just feel so energized and so much happier. It's like I'm a completely different person. So yeah, basically I should move somewhere where it's really sunny. That being said, I much prefer dressing for the cold than dressing in the summertime. I love big sweaters and coats and just cozy clothes. So yeah. So fashion-wise, I do like the cold. I love crystals and gemstones and jewelry. Those are probably my biggest passions in life. And my dream is to one day have my own fine jewelry line with beautiful gemstones. And I think that gemstones are kind of like nature's treasure, or, nature's art. And I also feel the same way about plants. I think that's kind of like nature's art. And I kind of got into plants more recently, but I love having houseplants, and I think it's completely transformed my home. And my favorite plants are probably string of pearls, snake plants. I love bird of paradise. And recently I love pothos because I just got a pothos and it's so pretty. I love plants that kind of hang or dangle down off of shelves. I just think it's so cool. I also love salt lamps. This is gonna sound kind of dramatic, but I feel like salt lamps completely changed my life. A few hours before I go to bed, I always turn off all my lights and just have my salt lamps on, and it calms me down so much. It's just the most relaxing thing to have that orange glow, and I love them. And I'm sorry if you can hear drilling outside. They're doing so much construction work every day, so yeah, I don't really have a choice but to film through the construction work. I have dealt with anxiety my whole life, whether it be social anxiety or OCD or panic attacks. But a really bad anxiety that I'm actually currently dealing with is, I don't know if you would call it like social media anxiety or email anxiety, but I get so nervous and anxious to check my email or check my DMs and even sometimes my texts. And it's really affected my life. But yeah, I don't know, has anybody else dealt with that? Is that a thing? Because I don't know, I just get really overwhelmed and I am terrified to check my messages. I do not like talking on the phone. I get so nervous on the phone. So yeah, don't call me. I am a very indecisive person. It probably annoys some people, but if you ask me where I want to go to dinner, I'll just be like, wherever you want to go to dinner. If you ask me what movie I want to see, I'll be like, whatever movie you want to see. But I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, because maybe I'm just kind of, laid back. I just go with the flow, do whatever. I am a total homebody. I'd rather be hanging out at home than going to events or parties. Yeah, I'm just happy being cozy in my home with Bambi and my salt lamps and crystals. Yeah, I'm just not a partier at all. I also keep my circle of friends really small. I only have a few really good friends. My favorite part my favorite part of photography and making videos is actually editing. I just love the editing process. I love how you can take something that may not look that good and just completely transform it with some color grading. And yeah, it's my favorite part. It's the only thing I find that can completely take my mind off everything. When I'm editing, I am just in the zone, and I find it to be very stress relieving for me. I am a perfectionist, and although that can be a good thing, it can also be a huge downfall, because I'm always waiting for things to be perfect, and this is what I'm really trying to change. For instance, like, I have filmed so many videos and taking so many photos, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm not 100% happy with it, so I'm not going to release it. And I'm trying to fix that. I love vintage fashion. I especially love Edwardian fashion. I love beautiful dresses from the 50s. And I used to be really into the 70s, but not so much anymore, although I do collect Gunny Sacks dresses. They're from the 70s, but a lot of them are really Edwardian inspired, I think. So yeah, I like that. And I do love 90s fashion, not so much for myself, but the 90s were my favorite decade for movies, music, and TV shows. I love Audrey Hepburn. I love her movies. I love her style. I love who she seemed to be as a person, and she is just an inspiration to me. I am usually really quiet and shy when you first meet me, but once you get to know me, you get to know the real me, and I am a crazy weird weirdo. And I think a lot of people might think I'm a bit stuck up or rude because I'm so quiet, but it's not that case at all. And my biggest fear is, sometimes I meet you guys, my subscribers, and it's amazing because you guys are so awesome. But sometimes I'm worried that I'm going to come off as rude or that I didn't say enough. So if you ever meet me, just know that, I love you. And I'm sorry if I'm shy. I love making voices. Probably 50% of the time that you're around me, I won't be talking in my normal voice. Me and my brother are both like this. And me and my brother actually have had our own secret language with our secret voice pretty much our whole life. I am very excited to be a mom one day. It's just my biggest dream is to be a mom. Yeah, I want to be a mom. I kind of am a mom to Bambi, but what else? I used to do gymnastics. It was the love of my life, but I had to stop because I had knee injuries and so many injuries actually. But I really wish I could have continued. But I especially love rhythmic gymnastics. I was never in rhythmic gymnastics because there was no program in my town for it, but I could watch rhythmic gymnastics for hours. I just think what those girls do is amazing. It's crazy what the human body can do. I used to have severe acne, and my acne scarring has been my biggest insecurity in my life. Most of my acne scarring has healed up, but I do have indents in my temples and cheekbone area, and I have turned down so many opportunities because of it. But I still wouldn't change having acne because it's taught me so much about myself and about life and about having compassion for others and not judging others without knowing what they've actually gone through. Yeah, I love seeing people succeed. It just gives me so much inspiration for myself, and I do not understand people who kind of like bash other people for following their dreams. I do not like bullies or gossipers or people who are really judgmental and like to get up in other people's business and think that they're better than them. I just think those are the worst traits you can have as a person, and yeah, I just don't relate at all, and I just say goodbye to all those people. you know. I had my adenoids removed as a child because I couldn't hear, so they had to remove my adenoids to get my hearing back. I love natural beauty products. It is my weakness. My favorite parts of the day are getting ready in the morning and putting, you know, my skincare on and my makeup on if I'm going to be wearing makeup that day. I just love the actual process of it. I find it to be very relaxing. And I also love taking showers. That's another favorite part of my day. Just something about being in the shower with the water running and it's all warm. I do all my best thinking in the shower. I wear a size 8 shoe. I am a proud member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. I don't even have an A cup, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I had braces as a child. I am a registered holistic nutritionist. My 2 favorite kinds of clothing are beautiful coats, especially long coats. That is my weakness. I have so many. I basically collect coats because I need them because it's cold here, but I just love a beautiful coat. And also gowns. I mean, I don't have really any gowns, but I love gowns. And if you go on my Pinterest, 90% of the things that I pin is gowns. And even on Instagram, I feel like I'm always just looking up gowns. They're just so beautiful. I just want to wear a gown every single day of my life. I just want to go to the grocery store wearing a gown. I want to just live in a gown. So those are my 50 random facts about me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and maybe learned something new or interesting about myself. I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye!